let's continue for the study. Good morning, students. Welcome to the second part of 1.2 Dick Whittington and his cat. In the first part, we have seen that Dick was a very poor boy living in a small village in south of England, and as his parents were no more, he was not having a proper home, and even the villagers were also not treating him properly. They were treating him unkindly. So one day he overheard that the streets of London were paved with gold. So he thought to go to London and pick out his fortune up so that he would be rich, and the people will start him treating him with respect. When he reached London, anyhow, there were no golden streets. There were the streets and he was not knowing to anyone else, so he hadn't get food. Even he had a question where to sleep, and so he started begging to the people who were around him, but the people were not ready to help him. They started shouting at him. Even some of them remarked him as, "You lazy fellow, be off, go away." So we have seen. Now we will see the second part. So Dick was given a home and a living. He had a smaller corner of the attic. Attic means a very small room inside a pointed roof to sleep in, and his job was to help the cook with all the pots and pans in the kitchen. Dick's life should have been much better than before, but he still had two difficulties to face. So in this paragraph it is mentioned that now Mr. Fitzwarren had given him a job, as he ordered the cook first to take him in, feed him, then find him some work. So now he had got the place to stay. Even the problem of food was also solved, but he had more two difficulties to face. The first was that the attic he slept in was overrun by rats and mice. At night they scampered. Scampered means run here and there, all over him and kept him awake. The first problem was where he used to sleep, that is in the corner of the attic. That place was full of rats and mice. They used to jump, run here and there, so he had to be awake. After a time, he solved this problem by saving the few pennies he was paid. So pennies, that is the currency of that country. So when he started getting the money, it means when he owed a little money, to solve this problem, he bought a small cat. In no time at all, the cat chased away all the rats and mice, and Dick was able to sleep peacefully. In a very short time, the cat chased the rats and mice. And by being afraid to the cat, all the rats and mice started running away here and there. They tried to hide themselves, but the cat caught them, and Dick was able to sleep peacefully, soundly. The other difficulty, which was not so easy to overcome means succeed in dealing with a problem. So in this way he had solved the first difficulty of rats and mice. But the second difficulty was greater, which was not so easy to overcome. The second difficulty was the cook's bad temper. The nature of the cook. She shouted and screamed all day and would scold Dick and hit him with a wooden spoon even when he was working as hard as he could. So, what was the second difficulty for Dick? That was the nature of the cook. That lady who was working as a cook in Mr. Fitzwarren's house. That cook shouted and screamed all day. Whenever she gets the opportunity to shout, scream, scold Dick, she used to do. Even sometimes she used to hit him with a wooden spoon. So there was a spoon which was made up of wood. She used to have that wooden spoon to hit Dick. Though Dick was trying to work as hard as it was possible for him, but the cook continued. One night, Dick decided he could stand it no more. Stand means, here the meaning of stand is to tolerate, to endure. So he decided one night that he will not tolerate the nature of cook. Early the next morning, before the cook was up, he set out, means he started, with his cat to seek his fortune elsewhere. So he decided to go somewhere else and find his fortune and find his luck. The two of them walked as far as Holloway on their way out of London. So Holloway is the name of place. Then Dick sat down on a stone to rest. When he was tired because of walking, he sat down to take rest on a stone. It was the 1st of November, All Saints' Day, and the church bells were ringing. So that day was the 1st of November, which was celebrated as All Saints' Day, and because of that, the church bells were ringing. As Dick sat and listened, it seemed they were ringing out a message for him. So when Dick sat on that stone to take rest, he could clearly listen the sound of church bells. So inside the church bells, the people were gathered to prayer. And that was the 1st of November, that is All Saints' Day. He listened it and seemed they were ringing out a message for him. So Dick felt that the church bells are giving him a message. That message was, "Turn again, Whittington, thou worthy citizen, Lord Mayor of London." So see the meaning of this sound. Turn again, Whittington means he felt, it seems to him, that the church bells are telling him to go back. Thou worthy citizen. Thou is an archaic word. Thou means you. Worthy means capable, eligible. Citizen, Lord Mayor of London. So Lord Mayor of London. So in this way, as the church bells were giving him a message that Whittington, go back. Your fortune is brighter. You are the capable, eligible to be the Lord Mayor of London if you stay at the same place. Dick heard and said, Lord Mayor of London? I should like to be Lord Mayor and ride in a fine coach. So he expressed his thoughts and said, Lord Mayor of London, I should like to be Lord Mayor. Definitely, everybody would like to be the mayor of the city. Mayor means head of the municipal corporation. In Hindi Marathi, that is called Mahapaur. So he said, I should like to be Lord Mayor and ride in a fine coach. And I would like to take a round in a good quality of coach. That is in a vehicle of good quality. I can put up with a few scoldings from the cook if that is what is in store for me. Put up with means tolerate, that is stand or endure. So he thought that if I am going to be the Lord Mayor of London, I am ready to have such type of scoldings from the cook. If my fortune is there. So Dick and his cat retraced their steps to Mr. Fitzwarren's house. So finally Dick and his cat went back to Mr. Fitzwarren's house. Luckily, they were able to sleep back before they had been pissed. So see how lucky Dick Whittington was. Nobody noticed, nobody came to know that Dick was not there. Now Mr. Fitzwarren used to send ships far across the sea to trade with other countries. As we have seen, Dick was staying in Mr. Fitzwarren's house, who was a rich merchant. So Mr. Fitzwarren's trade was to sell the things far across the sea. He would load a ship with goods for the captain and ship's crew. Crew means a group of people working on a ship to sell in faraway places, and then they would bring back goods that could be sold at home. So Mr. Fitzwarren's business was to collect the goods from the own country and sell in foreign countries. And while returning, buy such things which can be sold in the home country. So that was the business of Mr. Fitzwarren. Now we will see the next paragraph. One day he called his household together. Household together, all the members of the family and the house also. And he said, I am sending a ship to the African coast to trade. He announced, he declared to all members that he was sending a ship to the African coast for business, for trade. Would any of you like to send something of yours on it? And he offered to all members and said, if you want to sell anything to the African coast, you may send the object or the thing on the ship. You can then share in the profits if the voyage is successful. And he said, if the voyage is the journey made via water is successful and if we have benefit, you can share the profit. Everyone produced something except for Dick, who had nothing to offer. As soon as Mr. Fitzwarren offered, everybody brought something except Dick because he had nothing to offer. Have you nothing of your own, Dick? Asked Mr. Fitzwarren kindly. As we know that Mr. Fitzwarren was a very kind person. He mercifully asked Dick. He said, Dick, don't you have anything of your own to sell in the African coast? And Dick replied, only my cat. What Dick said? I don't have anything except the cat. So we come to know that Dick was not having anything, he was having only the cat. So in the next part we will see what Dick will do. Whether he will send his cat to the African coast to sell or not. We will see what is the fortune of Dick Whittington, whether he becomes Mayor of London or not, in the next part. But in this part, whatever we have studied, that how Dick Whittington faced his difficulties and find the solution for the problems. Thank you.